Hello, everyone. I have another treat for us. I've got a game against Mack Meller. For those of you who don't know who Mack Meller is, he is basically the new young hotshot sensation in Scrabble. I think he's 14 years old now, and he's one of the top-rated players. Quickly, I'm going to play Fizz here. It's gotta be the thing to do. Just saving some time. Mac is 14 years old. I think he's rated in the top 10 right now, like over 2,000, has been for a while. Placed top 10 at nationals, I think 2 years in a row. Just the young hotshot sensation right now. So, yep, I've got a game against him. Should be a lot of fun. I hope. Um, OX right here for me seems the obvious choice. Auzo is also an option to set up my X there, but Mac has to make a play, and both of those will probably not be on the table after he's made that. And in fact, they're not. So, I don't think I have an X play down here to hit this triple. That would be really nice, but don't think it's there. XU is really defensive for me here. Damp has to take an S. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, I do know why it wouldn't. It could be an adjective, but I think it does. So Mac has to go over here or play down from MU. He's not getting very many points. EOORS is not superb, but it's alright. XU is a bunch of points. How many is it? 36. Wow. That knocks OXO out of the water. Yep, I'm going to do it. Let's go. Also keeps my S strong, but I double up or triple up my O's and draw another E, so I don't have a good rack to counter back, but that's alright. I'll maybe exchange 3 next turn, or depending on what Mac does, maybe I'll play through this. Mac did have an S and he got a bingo, so didn't work out as I'd hoped with the XU play, but that's alright. Austerer is good, so I could play ROE for 14. I can just dump OE for 10, or I can exchange 3 or 4 here. Keep EORS or just ERS. Those seem to be the only plays that really make sense. If I had to choose a front runner right now, it'd definitely be OE here. Again, EORS is not superb, but scoring 10 points, knocking out Mac's best spot to score points next turn. Well, maybe this isn't the best spot, maybe this is, but you'd need an R. Kind of where you wish Oreo were a word. I'm going to play OE. It's a kind of volatile play, but against Mac, I'm happy to be making volatile plays. Let's see what happens. Another E, it's not so good. And I'll probably be playing another play like OE this turn. Again, I've said in the past, and I'll continue saying for a long time, it's no good to keep 5 one-point tiles unless you're certain you're going to bingo. It's something like AERST, because so often you end up with a rack like this where you score 10. And I kept the same leave 2 turns in a row, and I'll be scoring probably 10 and 10 or 10 and 12 or something like that. So it's my own fault. I know I shouldn't do it, but there just didn't seem to be many other available options. Maybe this turn I play row. EONS is also not superb, but just nowhere for me to get points right now. Or OE here. I don't know. Yeah, you just kind of hope your opponent opens you up to make a play in a situation like this, because I don't see anything great for me to do. And that's the opposite of opening me up. Now I'm beginning to be walled in. There's still bingo lines here and here. It'll be tough to knock both of those out. They're still austerer. But if I'm not careful, I could be walled in as little as 2 turns, or 1 if I make a play that blocks myself in. ROE doesn't really do that. Austere won't take any hooks, but I've got the S here, and I've got this. If he makes a play right here that's perfect, maybe I'll be walled in one turn, but I just don't think that's very likely. A play here is very unlikely for Mack, as is one here, so he's not going to have a good closing plan unless he's got an S. Row looks pretty strong. If I really want to, I can also play OR, and that'll force this portion of the board open. I don't think I'm down enough right now where I need to do that. You know, if I play ROE now, and I'm one bingo away from being back in the game, so I'm down 40 points. I don't need to be making an aggressive play like that, I don't think. Yeah, there's just not much else to think about here. I mean, I guess I could play TOE, but if he's got a D, an A, or an S, then he's hitting me back for a lot. If he's got an R, he gets to go over here, though he probably didn't have one. Well, maybe he did with Jog, you know. He'd play Jog even if he had an R. I'm going to make this play, and we'll see where that takes me. I wonder if sponded is a word. My gut is to say no, it's not. But despond would be a word, so that's something I have. We'll go here in the M spot. I didn't draw a word that ends in an S, so the row spot isn't looking, or isn't what I need right now. Maybe Mac will get paranoid and block over here, or maybe he'll just have the tiles. He didn't, but despond is still available right here. I wonder if I have something through that E. Spondee is good, but I don't think that's a verb. Wonder if there's another, if despond maybe has an anagram, that could go down here nicely, or I guess even here nicely, but I don't know, I think despond is probably it. I pulled a blank, that's cool, I've got the lead, got a blank, got a UVW, but that's fine. You know, I don't care, I drew a blank, I'm happy with that draw. Not seeing a lot of options initially, but I'll be able to do something with this rack, keep something. Maybe I'll have to hold on to either the U or the V, but Mac bingos again. I'm not too happy about that, but it happens. Initially, VAW looks like a really strong candidate. Mac is going to be able to score free points again over here, and the blank becomes kind of unvaluable on this board. I guess here is a marginal bingo line. Rose is still available for the S I don't have. Outerwear, that's cool. Mac finds 8 or 9s all the time, so he definitely would have seen it if it were there. That's one of the coolest parts of Mac's game. A new is available. It's gonna hold VU together, but I think it kind of addresses a lot of the scoring opportunities Max has all at once. He can go here, but that kind of opens me up no matter what he does. I just don't know if I want to hold that UV together. The NNU is definitely better than NUV. Well, yeah, it probably is. I'm pretty bad at evaluating duplicate letters, but I don't think a nude takes an S, but maybe it does. I don't like opening up a hook I don't know. Va is just going to lead to a pretty closed game. Mac will hit probably 30 or 35 here. My bingo should get me right back in the game. If I pull one, you know, that's definitely no guarantee. There's a bunch of I's unseen, and I just noticed that. And thinking about an I with this, that's actually not the worst thing. An I with double or with UNN is also not the worst thing. So I'm not super worried about those I's just yet. Man, this is a tough decision. I'm gonna play a new just because it makes it tough for Mac to do anything. Pull 2 more N's and a B. Sweet. So bun. Pretty sure that's a word. Or I can play it one spot further down if I want to, but I don't know why I would. Ah, man. I feel like there are a couple players who, I've had a couple draws this game that it's like, man, that is not what I wanted to see. Like the EOORS draw where I pulled EO, or this pull where I pull B and N. And there are a couple players it only takes like 2 or 3 bad draws for them to just go on tilt and lose the game. And I feel like in the past I was one of those players. I'm certainly trying not to be one of them right now. I'm not mad, really, and it's cool because Mac hasn't been drawing particularly well, and we're still, very much in this game right now. It's not like it's game over, so that's cool. I get to play Bun out of this rack unless he takes the spot, but it's kind of likely he will still. I don't know. We'll do some stuff. We'll make a play, or maybe we'll exchange. Oh, that was not what I was expecting him to do, but that's a fishy sort of play. So what does Mac have to make him want to make a play like that? He's not addressing this spot even though he's got a lead. He probably had duplicate eyes and some other decent bingo prone stuff. It's not unlikely that he pulled another eye and maybe he can't bingo now, but it's also not unlikely that he's sitting on a great rack and an 85-point play in the O row. Regardless of that knowledge, I don't think it changes my play. Bun here is 22, here it's 18. I'll grab the extra points. And we'll just do it, and we'll see what Mac is able to counter with. Still not going to bingo with this rack, I don't think, but I mean it's fine. I'll be scoring some points. Maybe Tivy here or just Ivy, probably Tivy. That's okay. That was not what I was expecting Mac to have. Maybe like I said, he kept some decent stuff and he just doubled up on those eyes or something. IV is available. It's 24 points. It holds well. Now, on this board, I don't know that DNT blank is particularly... Well, never mind. There's a bingo line right here that just got opened up, so that changes stuff. If I really want to, I can play Tivy for 22 and just start shutting things off. But if Mac makes a play here with an S, I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm not going to get a bingo. Maybe down to this ER is a possibility. Or like a perfect fitting word somewhere in here, but... I don't know that I want to start walling myself in. It's a close game, I'll grant him that, but if he has an S, it's almost game over. Not almost game over, that's an exaggeration, but for that I'm going to play Ivy over here. If I can pull one of these I's and maybe an A, there's a great chance I'll be bingoing in the next turn or two. Let me make sure I'm not doing anything dumb real fast, I feel like. Yeah, I don't think I've got a 9 or anything over here. I don't think I've got any sort of cool plays over here. All right, I'll play Ivy. And that's a great pull. It's impossible not to bingo with this rack pull, pretty much. So maybe there's a sick 9 here. Definitely got bingos here, detains or some of the like, night eights. Plays up here are also available, so. If I knew I were going to pull this well, I wish I played Tivy up here and I just bingo down here and I have this game as good as set, but odds are Mac has, not odds are, but Mac probably has one of those S's. I'd say there's a decent chance. Not a chance I want to mess with at least. Trying to think of plays that'll go right down here. Candidate? No, that won't fit. Oh, that would be beautiful. So there's that S play I was talking about, and it makes me very glad I didn't play Ivy up here. I guess I could maybe bingo down to this ER. Yeah, I'm sure I would, but with this wreck. But actually, I have instead here for 73. And then I've got generic bingo up here, like whatever, Knight 8 or whatever I want to play for 74. So the question, I guess, is do I want to give up this triple spot here for Mac? Do I want to play down here, give Mac this spot, open up this, keep this bingo line open? What's my philosophy for the rest of the game going to be? I kind of prefer instead right now. I still think I'll be slightly behind the pace after this bingo. I'll be up 15 points, but down a turn. So, and Mac is a stronger player than me. I will give him that. So I think I'll be a little bit behind. It means I want to keep this open. It's not something I want to worry about the rest of the game if Mac has a bad rack, but I don't know. I feel like if he's able to score 30 here, or 35 maybe, then I might be having to gun for bingos here for the rest of the game. So I'll play instead, and we'll see what Mac is able to do about that. It just now occurs to me that I could have played an ATES word here. I don't know how many points that would have been, but should have at least thought about it instead of played that turn really fast. Oh well. Oh, ATES, I would have had to burn the blank as a yes, so I don't think I actually have that. Never mind. Darky is available here for me, but I feel like Mac takes this spot most of the time, this corner of the board. So I've got good scoring tiles. I'm happy about that. Again, I can actually play Ivy again right here for 25 if I want to. AEKR, a bingo prone leave like that's probably not what I want to be keeping right now. Looking at the pool, there are only 6 vowels left. Now there are 5 vowels left out of 16. Okay, that's not absurd. It was pretty crazy until Mac played off all of these tiles at once. One thing to start thinking about is this unseen Q. We're in a situation now where that could be pretty big. I don't see any spots right now for a Q to go. There's no U's unseen, so it's probably not going down for a lot of points. Trank is not available without a blank. Whoever gets the Q is probably going to have to dump it, like right here. And having to make an 11-point play like that might be the difference in this game. So I probably don't want to be playing off very many tiles right now. If I draw the Q, I kind of want to think, okay, I'm going to lose regardless, so I don't want to necessarily hold the eye to try and get rid of it. Or a Q doubled up with that blank can serve as a U, and it can be all right, but I don't have the blank, I don't have the Q. Mac would need both. I guess it's kind of tough, do I want to play off a bunch of tiles, try and get that blank, try and stop Mac from getting to it? Do I want to start blocking up the board and just seeing, who's going to draw the Q? I'm not going to worry about bingoing. I am playing Mac, and I know Mac studies 9, so if he draws a 9 here, he's probably going to see it. And the pool's not superb, but it's all right. So that's something I need to think about. No cool plays right here. Just for lack of better options, I think I'm going to play Ivy over here. I don't see any superb play that goes along here. Ivy's the play. We'll see where this takes me. And I draw the blank. I've got leakier. Okay. It's going to be tough for Mac to win this game now, I think. Actually, it's not actually going to be that tough. If I play leakier, And then I draw the Q. No, because I'll open up the I over here. I'll open up the I right here. The Q's going to go down. Leaky Ear's going to score so much that Mack's in a bad position. Mack is noting that I've played Ivy and then Ivy again. You know, pretty sick sequence right there, showing off my expert word knowledge. Oh. There's not much in that unseen pool for Mack to bingo with now. He just played off 6 tiles too, so he's probably got a pretty bad rack. FROM is like one of the worst things I can see him having. Alright, that's a coffee house. I don't know if that means he doesn't think this is a word or what. Okay, he hasn't quite emptied the bag. I have creakier as an out bingo, or not an out bingo. Maybe breakier is good too. I'm not 100%. But if I play creakier and I draw the C, Yannick is good, I think. I'm pretty sure. But I think that's the only spot I'm going to have for it. So that's not superb. If I draw that C, am I going to lose? I actually don't think there's a way for Mack to block Yannick with the rest of the tiles in the bag. Yeah, there's nothing he can do about it. If I draw any of the rest of the stuff, I'll be fine. He's not going to bingo out with those tiles. Creakier is going to win me the game, so I'm just going to play it. There's that C, but not worried. You can't do anything about it. I guess Mack doesn't see Yannick yet. So I wonder how hard he's gonna think about this before he sees it, or if he's going to see it. You know, maybe I blindside him with it after he comes up with a cool sequence to win the game. It's cool that I love doing these videos because after the game it's always, oh, I totally saw that, I totally knew I was setting that up. You can hear me say these things before I make the play, so I'm not making it up. Or sometimes I've missed it. There's no hiding either, but there's also no claiming credit for stuff you don't see. This is why you don't say things during games. I mean, obviously it's an online game, we don't care, but this is why coffee housing isn't a thing, because Matt can say something like that. Maybe in a tournament he sees Yannick, but he says that hoping that it'll throw me off the case, hoping, okay, Matt doesn't see Yannick, or he's not sure it's a word anymore, something like that. So you just never speak in a tournament game, like ever. Never complain because, oh shoot, now I realize there's a bingo on this rack. Never sigh, never, none of that, because yeah, online I don't care, and it's me, so I don't really care. I'm one of the more lax people in Scrabble, but there are some people who will be pretty angry if that happens. Of course, there are some people in tournament Scrabble who are impossible to please. In the same tournament, I listened to people walking out of the room as I was waiting on a friend, and the first 2 people to walk out were complaining about how long the lunch break was. We don't need an hour and a half for lunch. Or I think it was an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. They were upset. And then the very 2 next people to leave the room were both complaining about the opposite. Like, oh man, that's not enough time. We can't go to a restaurant and sit down and have a meal. Like, we need longer for the lunch break. Scrabble people are just impossible to please. Mac is probably going through and calculating all these things, and optimal sequence and all that, and There's nothing he can do. Whereas I say that, and he's gonna find some. Oh, you know what? I totally didn't even realize that Matt can make a play along here. Wow. I wonder. Yeah. Wow. His creakier wasn't on the board when I was thinking about this. Still, he's going to have to play off at least 4 tiles, more likely 5 to get any points. And playing off that many tiles, he's not going to be able to win the game. So, dodged a bullet, I guess, but I don't even know if he's got a word in this rack that actually goes all the way. With that A there, it's just kind of a weird position, and like the only long rack I'm even or long word I'm even seeing in the unseen pool is maggot with 1G. Um, it's interesting. A maggot is an animal, but it's not a maggot. I believe a maggot with 1G is an ape of some sort. Uh, it's here in a tournament where I think I'd be, really, really agitated. Is yonic a word? Is it yogic? Is it and I, really stressing out over the validity of this word. Things get in your head when you have to sit there for several minutes. Hypothetically, he can score 7 here with some blocking play, holding the M for 10. That's 17 for him. He's going to get 6 from me. That's 385. Then he's going to have 2 tiles to score, 32 with. He's not going to win this game, even if he is able to find a cool sequence here. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if the strategy Mac chooses is to play this out like, oh, Matt's not going to see Yonik and just assume I can't, or I don't, or what. Uh, Here's my play. And there's the game. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I needed both of the blanks to beat Mac. I needed 3 bingos to his 2. I got very lucky, especially with that pull at the end. But it was a good game. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll have an analysis up soon. Adios.